Hey guys, on this month's Disney Rewind, we're going to be talking about Season 2 of Loki. So before we head into our thoughts and feelings on the latest season of Loki, heads up, definitely spoilers because I'm a little confused. So, Stephanie, how did you feel about Season 2 of Loki?
I'm not the best person to talk about Loki, as I get confused a lot of times.
It's a very confusing show.
I still...
Thank God for Tom Hiddleston.
I still like it for what it is.
Yeah.
Character-wise.
Yeah.
And the parts of the story I do get.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah. I tend to kind of really like the character stuff, you know, when the characters are talking to each other.
I don't know.
And they're getting, like, their characters are, like, in their personalities
getting to know each other.
Yeah, their characters are getting fleshed out and stuff. I always really like the character stuff, because, yeah, a lot of times the plot, because for both seasons, a lot of times the plot could be a little overwhelming and kind of hard to process. Like, I'm still trying to process what the hell we just watched. The day that we are filming this, we literally just watched the show the night before, so I've not even seen other people's opinions, and I've not really even looked up, like, recaps of what happened in the episode exactly. In general, I did like the season. I don't think it was as good as season 1. I think I kind of really like season 1 a lot better. You know, like Loki learning the ins and outs of the TVA and getting to know everybody. You know, I do feel like it was a little bit more straightforward in some ways, and I feel like there was a little bit more going on, because you had like Sylvie and everything.
Season 1 made sense until
He Who Remains popped up.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood it.
I don't know if that's my problem, that like sometimes maybe something might be over-explained.
For me, yes.
And maybe that's the problem.
Yes.
And because somebody's over-explaining something, it's messing me up, and then it's like, just tell it straight.
I remember saying this in our review for season 1 of Loki. I remember saying this, that things are just kind of over-explained to the point that it kind of gets confusing, because they're kind of talking in circles almost. Because I've seen plenty of other shows that deal with, like, time travel and time loops and stuff, and things are not overly complicated like that I can follow, and it makes sense eventually at some point, you know? Loki just over explains too much sometimes.
Like maybe I would understand it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Or I think
the show is overthinking it as well. But just making you overthink it.
I think too, part of me, like, the devices they use. Maybe I fell asleep. I never know what they're for.
Oh, like
the whole thing.
Like when Victor Timely was going out there with that, like, machine.
Yeah, like I don't know what that was.
It had something to do.
What its purpose was.
It had
so,
something
like I
to
said,
do.
I don't know if I fell asleep or if I just didn't understand something.
I mean, the general gist of what I was kind of getting, like, that machine had something to do with, like, expanding those rings out there that were holding the timeline together. But then, yeah, at the very end, you get that reveal, like, oh, the timelines, they are infinite. No matter you trying to fix it, it's pointless. You know, timelines are infinite. So that's why kind of things transpired in the way that they did at the end. But yeah, I mean, did you prefer season 1 over 2 by chance?
You know, I'm really not sure. I feel like that's something that I would have to judge by watching, like, back to back again.
Yeah.
I
don't
know. Like, I can see the appeal of 1, but then also, I'm somebody who likes already established things. So sometimes I always like something more. Like Spider-Man, for instance, when the Marvel ones came out, we didn't start over.
Yeah, we didn't get an origin story.
So I kind of like that style where we don't really have to go through origins again. So, like, I know Loki was already, we know Loki, but even in a sense, this was almost like you know. So, like, I see the appeal of 1, but then there's also stuff that I liked about 2. So it's hard to say whether I liked 1 or 2 more.
I feel like I liked the first half of the season best, and then the second half felt very repetitive. I mean, the thing is, the nature of the plot was supposed to purposely be repetitive, but, like, just even watching it, it just felt repetitive, you know, because I almost feel like we had wasted 3 episodes that we could have been doing something else, if that makes any sort of sense, because I felt like the last 3 episodes, like I said, it was just such a circular sort of thing with the plot. Once again, it was deliberately kind of like that, but at the same time, I feel like nothing else was going on or being established, and yeah, it was just, once again, the over-explaining going on during this season that I don't think it needed to keep doing that, you know? But yeah, I still enjoyed the season.
Yeah.
It was definitely still a really good season, and Tom Hiddleston gets Loki. You know, he clearly loves playing Loki. If he could play Loki for eternity, he will, you know, if you let him.
He'll come back in like 30 years.
Yeah. Something I did enjoy, I like that we kind of got the backstory for everybody this season, like who they all were prior. You know, because Mobius, he's always going on about the jet skis. We finally got that he was a jet ski salesman. So I enjoyed, like, kind of getting all those backstories. Apparently, the one guy, oh god, I forgot his name, but he was part of Alcatraz, one of those infamous Alcatraz prison breaks, apparently. The one guy that was Team Loki, god, why can't I think of his name? And when he was time slipping and he was trying to collect everybody, like, hey, come with me if you want to live and all that mess. And yeah, the one guy, they were escaping from Alcatraz. There was like a group of like 4 guys, and they were escaping from Alcatraz. Stephanie has no idea what I'm talking about. Dear God, if I could remember his freaking name.
What episode was that? Are you talking about the funny guy?
Yeah, the funnier guy
from the first season.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just can't think of his name right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was apparently.
But I don't remember that part.
He was apparently some sort of Alcatraz prison inmate, I guess. Sylvie was off enjoying herself at Mickey D's McDonald's. Now we understand all the McDonald's promotion going on when you get like your bag of French fries or whatever. I did enjoy the episode that focused a lot on Victor Timely and Renslayer and Miss Minutes. I did really like that episode. That was a very Loki light episode, weirdly enough. But I liked all that finally explaining like Victor Timely, because we saw him pop up in Ant-Man, right? The end credits for Ant-Man, Quantumania, and whatnot. Yeah, and I think Renslayer, you really get in that sense of her having really complex feelings about things and whatnot. And then Miss Minutes being like the true evil behind everything. I loved it. I think we all saw that coming. Didn't we? I think we all saw Miss Minutes' villainy coming. I do feel like there was a lack of people this season, weirdly enough. Like Sylvie,
her and I don't know her name. The lady who was in
Hunter B-15.
Yeah.
Right, B-15.
Yeah. Like she was in that first season so much.
Yeah. She was really part of a lot going on.
For somebody who I thought would kind of be just a side character, and they ended up being in there a lot, and now she wasn't in there barely in this season.
But like we were watching the season finale, and all of a sudden Hunter B-15 kind of just randomly popped up, and she hadn't popped up, and I was like, has she been there the whole time? But yeah, like characters like Hunter B-15 just missing in action. Sylvie, I feel like Sylvie was just kind of wasted this season. I mean, even Mobius to some degree. It's like I really wanted some more like romance with Loki.
Yeah, because I think that was like one of my favorite things. Yeah. Was just the hilarity between the two of them.
And then, like I said, we had that one episode that was focused like on a lot with like Miss Minutes and Renslayer, but that was really their only episode. You know? And then we got like that one guy, what was his name? X5? He was Brad, right? Brad, and he went and he became a movie star and stuff. Like we got like him as a character, and that was all cool and all, but then like he only really had kind of like an episode specific, and then he kind of just disappeared. I can't even remember what the hell even happened with him.
Didn't he get squishy?
No, because Miss Minutes.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, Miss Minutes had everybody else get squished.
Everyone else.
But right. I don't know. This was just a weird season. It's like there were a lot of highs and a lot of lows, and I don't know. It was just a weird season for me. But once again, I still like it. And another character, don't want to forget about this character, the character of O.B. Okay. Can he have a spinoff? Everybody else in the Marvel universe is getting a spinoff. I want a spinoff with O.B.
I liked his energy.
Be protected. He must be protected.
He had some crazy energy.
I loved, his energy.
I just loved him all. He was all over the place, and he like ran off all the characters really good.
He was the smartest in the room. He was so sweet and kind. He was a little confused on occasion. Even he was confused on occasion sometimes. Like, what's going on, Loki? You're messing everything up.
I liked all the stuff too with him and what the other guy that you were talking about earlier. The Alcatraz dude.
Yeah.
When he was like, you wrote the manual or whatever, and then when he met
Victor Timely.
Yeah,
I liked his interactions with Victor
He
Timely,
too was like the same way. So I thought those interactions were funny because the world was going to crap, and everybody's they're like.
Let's just jump right to the ending because I kind of really don't have anything else to say. It was just kind of an average season in some ways, but yeah, that ending. What did you make of that ending? Is this a series finale?
I don't see. So, like, is Loki? Can he not leave?
Yeah,
he's permanently stuck.
I mean, it's like.
But isn't there another one of him running around somewhere?
I mean, the thing is, we know that there could, because of the nature of the multiverse, we know there could be just all sorts of Lokis running around within the multiverse.
Like, is this the only Loki, Tom Hiddleston Loki? Or can he appear somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, Tom Hiddleston can still pop up as Loki just anywhere, you know? But yeah, like this variant version of this particular Loki, I mean, is this it? You know, was this a series finale? Because, I mean, there was like a tragedy to the ending that Loki realized, because, you know, he kept doing all that time slipping and all those time loops trying to figure out
he didn't realize it was him.
Yeah, how to save everybody. And he didn't even have it in him to kill Sylvie. You know, he could have made that very easy decision, killed her, but he couldn't. So it's like he made that ultimate sacrifice there at the end because Loki has never been a sacrificial character. I mean, he did when he, with Thanos, you know, that was like his first time making that sacrifice. But yeah, this is the Loki of the very first Avengers. This Loki never fought Thanos and sacrificed himself, you know, so this is this version's Loki of a sacrifice. So it's like he had to make that, but at the same time, it's like he was doing it for good reason because he was not selfish for once. You know, he's always very selfish because he's come to really love all these people, so he was doing it to protect all these people and to protect the multiverse and whatnot. But yeah, it's like there's a tragedy there at the end because in that sacrifice, it seems like he's permanently, he's there.
He's holding it together.
Because you know how He Who Remains, you know, he was He Who Remains. Like, is Loki the new He Who Remains? You know? It's kind of sad. The whole thing, it's like, I'm really sad about it because it's like...
He looked happy, but he also looked bummed.
Yeah, like, because he's alone now. You know, it's like he's come to really like all these people. And
it's like he saved everyone else, and he's happy. But now he can't ever see them again.
It seems like he's alone, like a permanent loneliness in this void of nothing, trying to hold the timelines together. And there's something just really sad about that, just thinking about it, you know? So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this ending. Like, if it is for real, it felt like a series finale. It felt like a series finale.
I kind of hope it is.
Yeah.
Because it did wrap up nicely, and then having Mobius go
back to his real life, maybe?
Yeah. Or at least view it.
Yeah. And then Sylvie going off. I mean,
so
I don't know if this is
I feel like it was a proper conclusion to something in case they don't make a third season.
I mean, I guess they could still do another season, but like if it was all Sylvie. I mean, she is Loki. She is a Loki. You know, I mean, the show is called Loki. I mean, if they
It's not Tom Hiddleston's Loki.
I mean, because I mean, if another variant, like if Sylvie was running around, she found another variant version of him that was Tom Hiddleston.
That's true.
Or something. You know, so I do, because the thing is, Disney has had a lot of misses recently, and it seems like Loki is kind of one of the few things that's doing well for them. You know, kind of like Mandalorian. You know, Baby Yoda, they are getting their merchandise and their money from Baby Yoda. And it seems like Loki's kind of also doing that same thing for Marvel currently. So I find it hard to believe that Disney would sacrifice Tom Hiddleston. You know? They're never going to sacrifice Baby Yoda. So yeah, I don't know. The ending definitely left me perplexed. I don't know what to think. But yeah, Stephanie, if you had to rank Loki on a scale of 1 to 10 Mickey ears, what would you give it? You know what? Instead of Mickey ears, like Loki horns. You know, Loki horns. Loki horns. Mickey with some Loki horns on it. He had a fabulous set of horns there at the end.
Oh yeah, those were crazy.
Those were insane.
Oh, I wish. Here we go. I wish I would have checked my review for
Loki season 1.
Season
what we
1.
gave season 1, I don't even. Yeah, I can't remember.
I guess for me, like, because like for me, a 7 is too low, but at the same time, 9 is just too high. So I think an 8.
Yeah,
for me, for a first time
maybe
viewing,
a 7.5 or so.
Yeah, like I feel like maybe if I rewatch some of these things, I might have a different take on.
Yeah, I feel
my feelings.
I feel like Loki seasons 1 and 2. I almost feel like I need to watch them just completely back to back, like no weeks in between them.
You know,
like binge it, and kind of get through it, and maybe kind of comprehend things maybe a little easier, you know?
And then sometimes like watching something all the way through and then getting to the end and be like, okay, and then you rewatch it and then you're like, oh, okay, you know?
Yeah, probably about 7.5 and 8 for me for the season as well. It's Loki. I love Loki. I love Tom Hiddleston.
Like, that's not to say I don't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
there's a lot more to be critical about with this season, I think, you know? But yeah, it's like, people act like you can't be critical and enjoy something at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah, any concluding thoughts?
No.
I guess that's it. Yeah, once again, I'm just very perplexed with that ending. What happened? What happened? I need Tom Hiddleston to give like a lecture, like he just
2-hour class.
Yeah, 2-hour class on just Loki and that ending. What happened? Because he could, you know, he could.
And then get OB up in there too, to help out with something. Yeah,
get a flow chart. I need a flow chart or something. Jeez.
Owen Wilson just be off to the side making some comments.
Wow.
Like, yeah. Like, excuse me.
Wow. That's our lame excuse for an Owen Wilson impression. So yeah, that's our thoughts. I feel, you know, there's plenty of other channels out there that go into the nitty gritty and they break down stuff. This is just our general reaction to what happened in Loki season 2. So yeah, in the comments below, have you guys watched season 2 of Loki? How'd you feel about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? If you hated it, that's okay. So yeah, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you like this video, you may like these other videos.